Hey, this is Desiree from IAC. I represent Latin America for IAC, and here I am again trying to introduce to you some people, some members from IAC, so that you get to know who is behind the scenes in all that the International Association for Counseling does. And today we are with Dirk. He's from Germany. So Dirk, welcome. Thank you for the interview.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Would you tell us a little bit about yourself, Dirk, where you're at, and a little bit about what you do, and also about your role in IAC?
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, my name is Dirk Rohr. My main job is at the University of Cologne. I'm leading the research group in counseling there. We have like 4 or 5 members in this group, and of course a lot of students. And I have a little private practice, private institute where we train counselors. In Germany, it's a little bit different than almost everywhere else in the world. We don't have master degrees at university, or just a few one, not at our university. So we train counseling in like 2 years counseling programs, but that's not that important at the moment because I'm in the ISC now for 1.5 years, I guess. So in the executive council as a member at large. What is the name, member at large? I don't really know what it means, but I'm large. So yeah, it fits. No, and on the other hand, I'm in the European Association for Counseling. Maybe this is interesting because we, of course, in Europe or in Germany, and then in Europe, we have some kind of European law, especially for healthcare and so on. So in the European Association for Counseling, I'm in the Executive Council too. I'm the president over there. So I try to collaborate with the International Association and the European, for example, in the World Mapping Project. Maybe we can talk about that, maybe not. Let's have a look.
Of course. Wow, so you're quite busy. Wonderful. Thank you for giving all this broader idea of what you do. Could you tell us a little bit about what attracted you about IAC, especially since you're also in another association, in the European Association for Counseling? What made you say, I'm going to go volunteer there? Could you tell us like what attracted you, and also where do these two associations connect?
Yes. I think the most important thing was my attendee at the annual conference of the International Association, I think 2 years ago in Rome. I've been there and I loved it. I think the atmosphere over there, all the people of all the world, it was just like so interesting, amazing. So I was just like, I want to join, I want to be part of it. And so and because of I've been members in European Association, and I knew Diony Mifsud, who used to be the president, he's the past president of the International Association, and then he asked me if I would like to join the Executive Council of the International Association. So I said, okay, maybe it's too much, but on the other hand, I think there are a lot of projects where we can benefit from each other. So. For example, the World Mapping Project. Maybe just a
Could
few
you tell us
sentences.
a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
because the ISC, together with the World Health Organization, actually, they started this project in Latin America, and they've always already finished it over there. And we try to collect data from each country. So this is very interesting because it's very different. What kind of education system in counseling do they have? Is it at universities, for example, master degrees or so on, or is it like private training? Is it mentioned in law somehow? And how is the current? What are the situations in counseling? Is there what is changing, or what is happening in the national associations, for example, and so on? And so we have a little research group at the university right now, and together with Nisha Kelly, for example, who is the CEO of the International Association. He's helping us a lot. And so at the moment, we are collecting all the data from the European countries. There are about 50 countries in Europe, so it's a lot of work. And after that, then it's about the same line like Latin America. Then we have like a map of Europe, and you can just go, for example, to Greece or to Portugal and just have a look For example, if you want to change, I have a lot of questions per email right now. They say, okay, I have a master degree from Russia or maybe from Bulgaria or whatever, and I want to move to France. What do I have to do because I want to work as a counselor? And maybe you can mention it's not that easy, but we try to make it easier. So this is one of the purpose, for example.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. I think it gives us an idea. Actually, this last Monday, it was posted in IAC page that we are looking for volunteers for the mapping, and this helps us understand a little bit more what mapping consists and what is a project about. Thank you for that. Now, working in both associations, what do you see that is similar and what do you see that it's different?
Well, very good question. It's not that easy to answer. I think it's the similar is that we benefit from each other. If we meet, if we have some online or maybe conferences, so we meet and we can just talk about the situations, and we can, for example, I think it's almost everywhere in the world that we have to fight is maybe not the right description for a counseling as a profession, because sometimes it's more like psychology or like psychotherapy. It's not that easy to differ between those formats or whatever. So I think counseling, we have to define counseling, and we have to make clear what we can do for the people. So this is maybe in both associations. And of course, different is that in the European Association, we have, as I mentioned, just like a little bit European laws, or we have some kind of equal, and then different circumstances and laws and so on. So,
okay.
But I think the most important thing for me is it's like peer groups. We benefit from each other because we're in similar situations.
Okay, thank you. And what has IAC meant to you personally?
Wow, good question too. For me, I mean, it's just the most thing is for me at the moment is like the meetings, the Zoom meetings, the online meetings with all the other executive council members all over the world, and it's the same there. That it's like. It's a very great thing to hear about their even problems or whatever, so we can solve them together. And I think this is a very, very good atmosphere in those meetings, and that's like inspiring me. So I think that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I know that you're giving a webinar soon, and I would like you to share a little bit about that webinar so maybe people know what it is about and see if they want to join. Would you tell us about that?
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Yes, it's on the 23rd of June, so if everybody's invited, of course. It's called Talking About Feelings, a tribute to, I hope to be right, it's like Rogers, a tribute to Rogers, Pearls, and Otto Rank, and Virginia Satir. So I will be a little bit like a reminder for lots of counselors, because most of them know at least Carl Rogers. So I will talk about talking about feelings, and then especially via online counseling, because I noticed in my supervision groups that sometimes in online counseling feelings are not that mentioned. So it's more solution focused, maybe because we are afraid of the feelings, and that if we are not in one room, it's a little bit, I mean, everybody knows that it's another atmosphere, it's another kind of presence. So we will talk about that. So at the beginning, there will be a presentation, and then we can get into questions and maybe even in some development, personal development and training. So let's have a look. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And thank you for the interview. Is there anything else that you want to mention?
I hope everybody is coming to my webinar, and I hope everybody is joining the ISC, because it's a great group. Let's say group. Yeah, we are a group of people and inspiring each other. So that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Dirk. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you, Valerie.
And thank you for all your work.